What would you do if the promotion you've been waiting for, the one that could change your life, was finally within reach? Would you work harder? Or would you do something you might regret forever? Because sometimes the biggest enemy of success isn't failure, it's greed. And this is the story of a man who learned that lesson the hard way. Arman had worked at the same company for almost 5 years. Every day he arrived early, finished his tasks, and quietly hoped that one day his effort would be noticed. There was only one thing he wanted: a promotion. Not just for the money, but for the respect. One day, the company announced something that changed everything. A manager position had opened. Everyone in the office knew there were only 2 strong candidates: Arman and Samir. Samir was talented, calm, and respected by everyone in the office, and that made Arman nervous, because deep down he knew the competition would be tough. At first, Arman decided he would simply work harder. But as the days passed, fear slowly turned into something darker: greed. He started thinking, what if Samir gets the promotion instead of me? What if all my years of effort mean nothing? One afternoon, Arman overheard 2 coworkers talking about Samir's project. That's when a dangerous idea entered his mind. Instead of proving himself better, what if he could make Samir look worse? At first, it started small, a tiny comment in front of the boss: "Samir has been a bit distracted lately." Then another rumor: some deadlines were missed in his last project. None of it was completely true, but it was just enough to plant doubt. Slowly, the office atmosphere started to change. For a few weeks, Arman believed his plan was working. The boss began asking Samir more questions. People started whispering, and Arman felt closer than ever to the promotion. But there was one thing he didn't expect: the truth. One day, the boss called both Arman and Samir into his office. On the desk were several reports, emails, and project records. After reviewing everything carefully, the boss had discovered something surprising. Samir's work was actually excellent, and the rumors about him? They all traced back to one person: Arman. The room went silent. In that moment, Arman realized something painful. His greed had exposed him. The boss looked at Arman and said something he would never forget. Skill can be improved, experience can be gained, but trust, once broken, is very difficult to rebuild. Arman didn't just lose the promotion. He lost something far more valuable: the respect of his coworkers, the trust of his boss, and the reputation he had spent 5 years building. The promotion eventually went to Samir, not just because he was talented, but because he was honest. Greed can make success look closer than it really is, but the truth is, shortcuts built on dishonesty always lead to failure, because in the long run, character matters more than competition, and sometimes the price of greed is everything.